So welcome if you're joining the live stream. We're going to get started in just a few seconds here. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, and I'd be glad to answer them or comments. I'd love to hear from you.
All right, here we go. I'm going to send the feed your way. Have a great show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Infinite Human Talk Show with Elizabeth Monroy. Over the next hour, you'll learn how you can become part of the new consciousness renaissance by evolving yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, and socially to embrace your true divine infinite nature and become an infinite human and co-creator of the new infinite earth. Now, here is your host, Elizabeth Monroy.
Hello, you divine, infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever, ever, ever shall be. And today we're going to have a really informative discussion about, and this is the third in our series, about healing and getting into the real deep issues of truly healing or bioregenesis. And I know a lot of people have had a lot of health challenges. I hear you. I get your messages, your emails, and even your telepathic T-mails. So I think it's a real important topic today. So just take a nice deep breath. I'm going to just tune you out from all the distractions and the fluff of the 3D world. And help you to recenter and ground yourself in what is real. And that's the fact that you are infinite. Take a nice deep breath, breathing in I am, the two most powerful words ever uttered in the English language. Peace, 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 peace. Breathing in again, I am. And exhaling infinite love, love, love. And one more time, breathing in I am. And exhale infinite truth, truth, truth. And breathing in one more time, I am. Infinite source, 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 source. And just take another deep breath, breathing in the chi, prana, energy of the universe, the multiverse. And as you exhale, feel it warm your heart and just feel it fanning that divine spark of infinite source, of infinite God source that resides within you, resides within all of us, within all of creation. It is the oneness, the connective cosmic glue. It is the love that binds us to one another and to all creation. And this is the truth, and truth is a frequency. And there is a truth that as you pierce through this frequency fence, this bandwidth that has kept you asleep in the dream, asleep at the wheel, you will begin to just know this. And it was the most blissful, peaceful, wonderful feeling to feel that divine spark of infinite source igniting within you. And I know in your deepest, darkest moments, in your darkest nights of the soul, in your moments of great challenge, it's hard to feel that spark. And throughout history, our dark history, those who have been able to maintain that eternal fire of divinity have been the leaders, have been the poets, have been the speakers, have been the artists, have been the ones who have been an inspiration to all of humanity. And now as we enter into this new consciousness renaissance, this true age of enlightenment, this golden age, it is those of us who can really ignite that spark and step into our divine infinite blueprint, who will be the leaders, the shakers, the movers, the co-creators, the imagineers of the new infinite earth. So today I'm kind of tying up things. We were introduced 2 weeks ago with Tom Palladino, who introduced the concept of the fact that we are holographic, and that our world is holographic, and that you can heal yourself by healing, regenerating, restoring your holographic template. And he offered something for free on his website, scalarlight.com, I believe it is, to try it out. So many of you have been perhaps doing that, or if you haven't, it's something you can always do. I think it's a 15-day trial. But I know a lot of people are having health challenges right now, so I want to get to the truth behind the whole healing. And if you don't know me, I'm Elizabeth Monroy. I'm the author of The Infinite Human and also The Pathway Home, both which I wrote with my husband, who is no longer in the physical, but he was a board certified obstetrician gynecologist, and I have a master's in mental health counseling. And so we wrote The Pathway Home, many years ago, over 30 years ago, to create a shift in the healing paradigm, so that we began to first understand that healing is your responsibility. You have complete dominion over your temple, your holy temple, which is your vessel, your body. And no one else has the right to that. And also, you have many bodies, not just a physical, but you have emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies that all are key components in your healing journey. But the truth is, before there was, once upon a time, I'll start out that way. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, or it was just yesterday, since there is no time, a flash sequence ago, healing was not even a question. I don't think it was even in our vocabulary. It was not even an issue, because there was no dis-ease. There was no distortion to our true divine, infinite, holographic blueprint. We were divine. We were in different bodies. We were in bodies that were luminous, 12-stranded, diamond crystal beings. And the truth is, we were crystals. We were simply a beautiful reflection, emanation of the infinite, which moved through us. So if you notice right now, whatever device you're listening on, and whether it's a Black Mirror or a laptop or computer, whatever, there's a chip inside of it, not just a SIM card, but there's a crystal chip, and that allows you to connect, to bring in these EMF waves from the net. But the truth is, before all that artificial technology, we were the divine technology, and we were, and you are, a crystal. Okay, you are that crystal that connects, that pulls in frequencies from not just a net, but from the infinite. You were multidimensional, and you could heal yourself. You could journey, with your body or outside of your body. You could go anywhere you needed to download information, this is now being restored to us. And before, when we had our 12 strands and our diamond crystal DNA, that was how we were. Before, we were distorted, diseased, disrupted, disconnected, and downgraded into what we have now, a carbon-based body, okay? The beastie 666 carbon-based body, which gets ill, which decays, which grows old, which dies, which decomposes, which experiences the disruption of infinite source flowing through it, the dis-ease of the ease of infinite source. All right, so that is what truly dis-ease is. And we live in the most exciting time. In fact, fortunately, not many people are aware of it, because they're being distracted on purpose. And we'll talk about that. But we live in a fascinating time because the frequencies are being restored, the connection to infinite source, to the God source worlds, to our true divine mother God and divine father God. the architecture is being restored, the Krystala spiral of life, which recalibrates us to divine infinite source and this true, the true geometry, not the fallen sacred geometry, like the daisy of doom and the Fibonacci spiral and all that, and the fallen Kabbalah, tree of death. We're having our true architecture restored so we can make that connection. And bioregenesis is at hand now, so we do not have to age. We do not have to decay. We do not have to experience disease, and we do not have to die physically. Okay. Now that's going to take some linear time because things are in the process. But right now, a huge thing happened, and I'm back home in Sicily. Oh my God. And it feels so wonderful. I went from attacked and deathly ill to in the same day. And we're going to talk about being in the right places to being totally nurtured and restored from the organic life and the grid system here. But I had a job to do. It was a tough one. It was the toughest job I've ever had. And I did it with my twin soul, Peter, and Kiki, who held frequency for me. And we went to Malta, and I talked about it last time that what we actually did was help with, a lot of help. We were just the ground crew to restore the divine template, blueprint of our planet, of Mother Earth. Okay. So that divine blueprint has been set in place. It will take some time for it to play itself out, but it is there. It is anchored into the ley lines. And Malta, I've said several times, is the key to the program, we'll say, the morphogenic template, the program of our Earth. And when it was held by the goddesses, it was kept in alignment with the Krystala spiral of life, back in alignment with the God source worlds and infinite source. When it was stolen from us, taken from us, it was desecrated and it was robbed, and it's turned into what it is now. Shit. The planet full of greed and fear and, anger and wars and rumors of wars and disease, etc. So that's what's happened to it. But that has been reset to the infinite, to the Krystala spirals. And that was on my previous podcast or a talk show. So if you want to tune into that, please listen to it, because I went into a lot of detail. But now I want to just tell you a little bit about how important it is where you are on this planet. It's so important now that the grids are being restored. Now that we are healing, because true healing is really healing out. Okay, what is true healing? What does that feel like? What does it look like? What happens? And what happens is it's structuring, restoring, recalibrating the holographic template that has been desecrated, which has been decimated, which has been encrypted with, reversals, Metatronic reversals, all kinds of overlays, both our planet and ourselves. And I talked last time about how we are deeply and intricately connected, our physical bodies with our Mother Earth's body. So both of us have been completely infected, let's just call it a virus, an AI virus of fallen parasitic angelics who have done this to us so they can feed off of us, so they can have power over us. That is now healing itself. It's resetting itself. But there was a lot of trauma and in my book, The Infinite Human, I have a whole chapter explaining all the science and history and details of MK Ultra trauma-based mind control. And that is why many of us, cannot remember our alternate identities, our past lives, which as you start clearing that trauma, you start having your memories restored. Just like a person who maybe suffers a post traumatic stress or something from battle or from some harrowing experience, and they can't remember because that's the mind's way of buffering, of healing, of dealing with it. But when you can finally deal with it, which is not pleasant, but it's necessary, you actually purge it. And I went through a major purging of all these horrible things that were done to humanity. And as you purge it, you are a leader, you are an alchemizer of it. You help to heal yourself and the whole planet. So that is something that many of you are going through right now. And it helps for me, it helps me to understand what's going on because, I might be feeling something, rage. I've gone through so much rage and anger. And if I don't understand why, if I'm just taking it out on people around me or something, that's why people go to therapists or psychologists, but nowadays it's hard because you have to go to like a truly aware one to understand and to help you understand. So but you'll be able to. That's why I'm sharing my stories, because many of you the words that I say will spark, ignite memories, and these memories will create a healing, perhaps crisis at first, but ultimately a complete healing. And when you do the healing now, you do it. You might have to come back to it, but you will actually get rid of it, because that's what ascension is. It's completely and totally healing, healing all these distortions, these dis-eases in your holographic template. So that's what we're doing right now. And you may find it in certain areas. I talked about that in the last podcast, where your alternate identities are still running around and they're feeling these things. Now, a lot of these horrible, horrible things that happened were orchestrated by the fallen angelics on purpose, because they would think of the most horrific, horrible, horrible things to do that would sever the sacred bonds of male and female and of mother and child. And I'm going to talk about that not next week, because we're having David Icke, and we'll be talking about his book, Waking Up from the Dream, and how to wake up, from it and take your life back. And but the following week I'll be talking, it's right before Valentine's Day, so I'll be talking about twin souls in a way that you've never heard before. I'm going to go so deep into the whole twin soul journey and how it's shifting and changing and what it really is. So that'll be really interesting. So put that on your calendar. I believe it's the 12th, but not next Monday, but the Monday, the following that, in a fortnight. I've been in malls. Everyone speaks British English. So that is part of healing. And most people don't like that. You don't want to face your dark side. And unfortunately, modern medicine has, in modern society, has made us not have to face challenges. In fact, we do everything to avoid challenges. We have, we go to the doctor if we're feeling something and get a pill or a shot or an operation to take it away. Or, we don't want to be exposed to the elements. So we, drive in our, climate controlled cars and our climate controlled houses. And, don't get me wrong, heat's nice, especially when it's cold, or vice versa. But I think we've gotten so far removed from what's real. And it takes challenges, build character, challenges, develop your will. And we're in a time now where your will is critical, because if you just continue to passively let your external world define you and create your reality, it's not going to be a pleasant one. And above all, it's not going to be a healthy one. So now, see, I've got 10 minutes before the break. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to share with you what I experienced in Malta, because Malta is a microcosmos. It's a tiny, tiny little rock of an island. I think it's 300 square kilometers or something. It's very small. But in that little space, I saw as above, so below. I saw what is happening on the whole planet. And I saw it within like 20 miles. It was amazing. But it's a very high frequency place, but very few knew that was happening, that the earth was of high frequency. Why? Because what they have done is they have totally desecrated this sacred and holy space, and they have imported all these foreigners who are coming there chasing the money god, only there to make money. That's the only reason they're there, to get their pass, it's not a green card. It's what America, but they have their own little card. They can come there from Serbia, from India, from Nepal, from South America. They all come there to work to make that the almighty euro or dollar, whatever you call it, buck. And because of this over inundation of people on the island, too many for the island to hold, they have laid concrete everywhere. You can't even move, and the air is full of powder because they're constantly building new concrete jungles. You don't even know you're on an island, and you can hardly ever even step foot or see. There's no greenery, there's no trees, and the beaches, are all gone, if there are any. So it was a death trap, because now it's a smart city all enlaced with 5G. And they're doing this in Malta. I will mark my words, Malta will come to justice. The justice will be served, because they are doing this. The one world order and the Maltese government done this to cover up the truth, because when the truth is exposed, when they can get to the underground layers of Malta, they will see the true history of the planet, and it's undeniable. We will see proof of alien interaction. These elongated skulls are there, that we will see layers upon layers upon layers of the true history and how old our planet really is. And they're hiding that on purpose. And Malta, you guys will have to come to justice. That's part of your comeuppance. So, but they've done that, and they've created people under the spell of the AI, and the food, for example, is all delivered around by these ninja turtle people that that just go and pick up to-go stuff and drive it around. And they're missing everything. They're missing organic life, because they're all so plugged into this concrete jungle. But just a few feet away, really, sometimes a few miles away, I'll say, I went to this organic farm, very tiny, because there's not enough space, but it's just one building, but they sold organic produce and, made kombucha, and, it was just, the energy was so different there. And that was the only place where I felt healthy. In the other area, I was being attacked. And even a Maltese doctor came and examined me. He said, "You're being attacked." So, that AI black magic attacking. So without going, I think I talked about that in great detail in the last thing. But everyone is deciding right now. You're choosing which timeline, which earth you want to be on. And it's crucial that you wake up and take control and make wise choices. Now, I think everyone should look at where they're at. Are they feeling healthy, alive, passionate? Are they able to express their creativity and uniqueness? I wanted to say, one of the analogies I use about the true, I said your body's a crystal. And actually, it's more like a snowflake. And in the fact that you are made up of water, everything. Let's just say it's a cosmic snowflake made of the cosmic life force of water, a rainbow plasma. Let's have it. And when you crystallize by taking on form, you hold your unique blueprint within that divine blueprint of this cosmic water, this cosmic ocean. And you are unique. You have something very unique to contribute. And there's, a multitude, an infinite number of these beautiful crystallized snowflakes that are all different. Yet we're all infinite source or cosmic water. All right. So that's an important image to hold. So are you being allowed in your environment right now? Is your creativity being fanned? Is it being celebrated? Or are you being tolerated? Are you just getting by? Are you just surviving? Are you chasing the almighty dollar or euro or yen or whatever, the money god? And is that defining your reality? Because, and I'll just tell you, if you're waiting to get enough money to do all the things you want, that day will never come. You will never have enough money to do the things you want. What do? You do the things you want now, even small. It doesn't cost anything. The most beautiful things in life, I know it sounds corny, but I'm ready for a little corn. I like a little corn in my life. Most beautiful things in life are free. Watching a sunrise, communing with, listening, turning off your black mirror and listening to the wind, listening to the rain, the snow, if you're in a cold place, just feeling the elements, and merging and biosyncing with our Mother Earth. That is so healing and so powerful. And we're mind controlled to see it as a useless waste of time. I'm cold. I don't want to. And it is. I understand. We're not going to be out there Jeremiah Johnsons, but that is key. So we're going to take a short break. So what I'd like you to just kind of focus on when we come back is, where are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be where you are? Fine. I have no judgments. I don't know. Only you can answer to you. You are your own best expert, but are the doors opening where you are? Are you healing? Because it's not just a matter of healing. There are certain areas on the planet that are going to be, just like when you're healing, there's certain areas that are healthier than the other. And there's certain areas that are going to take longer to heal. So if you are wanting to heal your divine blueprint, your Kathara Christic body, let's say, you're going to want to be in an area that is conducive to that is feeding that is nurturing that is supporting you in your bioregenesis. Whereas if the more you ascend and the more you reclaim your divine blueprint, the more these AI smart cities and death traps are going to feel so bad to you. They're going to feel so distorting. They're going to feel you're just going to feel sick. And I talked about last year when I went around the US, I had to sit in an infrared sauna, and I talked to Sasha Stone, who also did a tour, and he had to do the same thing, because the more you evolve, the more you are a high frequency person, the more your body craves to be in that healing environment. And of course, I understand if you have a job, you got to do it, but where's home base for you? Where are you going to, plant your feet, plant your star seeds, so you can become an Imagineer of the new infinite Earth? So think about that, and we'll just take a really short break, and I'll talk to you when we get back.
For more empowering words from Elizabeth Monroy and Dr. Peter Monroy, check out their latest book, The Infinite Human, an ascension guide for starseeds, twin souls, and awakening infinite humans. The co-creators of the new infinite 5D Earth. You'll also find many spiritual books to help both children and adults in their ascension back to home, to infinite God Source. Isn't it time to be part of the new consciousness renaissance? If this resonates with you, please subscribe to our website at infinitehuman.com and become part of our growing Infinite Human family.
Success starts here. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com. It's your world.
Welcome back to the Infinite Human Talk Show with your host, Elizabeth Monroy. Do you have a question or comment for Elizabeth or her guests? Please call us at 888-346-9141. That's 888-346-9141. You can also text or email your questions and comments to infinitehumanproductions@gmail.com. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. I'm Elizabeth Monroy. I'm your host on the Infinite Human Talk Show. And we've been talking about, really the theme for today is survive or thrive. And we're talking about where are you supposed to be on the planet right now, where it's going to be most conducive to not only healing, but also bioregenesis or restoring your divine infinite blueprint, right? And, I just want to share with you, last year I was in Mexico and at that time, I don't know, I haven't been back and they don't tell you, but I was in an area where there was no 5G. And my God, people kept sending me messages. Oh my God, you look so young, and I'm not young. And I had, I read about it in the book. I had my ligament severed, and my legs were restoring, regenerating tissue and everything. And I was feeling great. And I would go for weeks just drinking coconut water and eating papaya, and that was all I needed. So, I can't always do that. I had to go to Malta and I was like very ill and very attacked, but I did my job. But when I came back here to Sicily, my home here is also very restorative for me. I just began to, so got a little bit of some trauma I'm clearing out, but began to repair and restore myself. So it is really vital. And I wrote about this in The Infinite Human, the last chapter, to begin to get a sense of where you're supposed to be. So let's just take a real short breath here, a short break, short meditation to just help you kind of check in with that. And just to know whatever comes into your mind, it's okay. You can act on it or not act on it, but just take a nice deep breath, breathing in I am. And exhaling peace, peace, peace. And just go down deeper and deeper and deeper. 10, 9, 8. And just relax and let your body just meld into the chair or bed or wherever you are. If you're driving, keep your eyes open and just feel yourself relaxing. Okay. You can still be aware and do whatever you need to do if you're doing something, but let yourself go down. 3, 2, 1. And just feel that wonderful, divine spark that we ignited before within you. This is the truth, the flame of truth. This is where you can always go inward to discern, to get a sense of what's real when the external world, and it's getting crazy and there's so much stuff going on and everybody, every spiritual person has a new activation or a new bit of information or this and that and the other. Just go inside, spend some time meditating in the morning or before you go to sleep and just feel that truth frequency. That's the part of you that knows, and it knows that you know, and you don't know why, but you just know, it's that inner knowing. And use that, go there, live there. And the more time you spend there, the more you will know. And that's what's real, not the bills and the pressure and the television and the latest social media thing. That's all external mumbo jumbo bullshit that's keeping you distracted and caught up in the dream world. This is the real world inside of you. So just go inside. And maybe you're on a nice cosmic beach looking at a beautiful cosmic sea and feeling the sun activating, radiating, rejuvenating your body. And you feel the plasma rays filling you up and restoring, recalibrating, healing, and just rinsing out all that AI implants and reversals, Metatronic overlays, and all kinds of things. Just feel it just releasing from your holographic template. And the only thing that remains is everything that is truth, that is pure, that is good, that is divine, infinite source, and the Krystala spiral of life, which is taking you to your optimal timeline, your optimal reality. as you co-create your optimal reality. And just allow your mind to drift, watching the clouds pass by, these beautiful pink and blue pastel colors in the clouds, the shapes. Begin to get a sense as the breeze blows you, relaxing you, of a place, a special place, a place that perhaps was set aside for you eons ago. A beautiful, beautiful place, a place that you love, and just let yourself be there in that place. Go ahead and position yourself. If it's a beach, sit on the beach. If it's a mountaintop, sit on the mountaintop. If it's a desert, gaze off and stare at the beautiful vastness, or a high desert, or it could be anything, any place, but just get a sense. Let that space, that sacred space, come into you. Come to you. It's coming into your holographic template, and feel it. How does it react with your body's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual? How do you feel in this sacred space? Do you feel recalibrated, realigned? Do you feel energetic, re-energized, healed, whole? Perhaps there's some trauma there that you need to release. Perhaps it's a key to all your trauma-based mind control, all your past and present and future trauma, which is now releasing by just being with this energy of this place, this sacred space. Because all sacred spaces have been desecrated, and we're now restoring and healing the timelines so we can recalibrate back to the Krystala time. So just get a sense, perhaps geographically, where this space is. If you can see the globe, guys, globe, the ball, the globe. If you can see the globe, get a sense of where this is. What continent is it on? What is it, north, south, the equator? Is it, what country is it in? Is there a language that you hear around there? What language? What part of that country? So just get a feel. And this is something, I'm just sparking it for you, but you may want to play this later, or even go deeper, or ask for a dream or some signs from infinite source, from the universe, to give you the direction. Maybe it's a place you've always loved, you've always wanted to go. Maybe it's a place on the globe, when you spun it, your finger landed on it. Who knows? But I do believe people are being guided to go places. Maybe it's just a visit. Maybe it's just a vacation. Maybe you're going to relocate there for some time. But I think that's how we are all coming together. And this isn't for everyone, but those who have the courage to dismantle their 3D lives. And many of us haven't really had a choice. Many of us find ourselves without our jobs, without family, without friends, evicted from our homes. I know I've had that happen to me so many times when I'm supposed to move on. Okay. So maybe everything's being said and you're finding yourself alone because you're clearing the space for this magnificent new chapter in your life. And you're going to go to a place that is perfectly adapted to you, to your Cathar grid structure. In the ancient times, the Ilani tribes all were located around certain geographical areas or stargates because their genetics corresponded with those stargates. So, it may be that, or it may be something different. The possibilities are infinite, but you will know if you are supposed to move, leave, relocate, find follow, head west, young man, young woman, whatever. And if you are, then I have made many moves with nothing more than just a one-way ticket, and I had no idea how I was going to support myself. But if you're supposed to do it, that's the faith. And right now we need a lot of faith. It's a time of great faith because we're in great shifting times. And when you hold on to security, when you hold on to the old paradigms, you may survive, but you're going to have probably a lot of health issues. And the health issues you have when you're ascending, everyone's having health issues, but a lot of them are because of the toxicity of the environment, which is shifting now. We're going to see that now, because of what's happened with the ley lines and everything, we're going to see the net fence dissolving. The chemtrails are not going to be able to hold, especially in these higher frequency areas. I've seen them just over me. They're chemtrailing and they just dissipate. So we're going to see a lot more of this crystal river plasma frequencies coming in, inundating our planets, our bodies. But it's important to be where you need to be, okay? And I don't know where it is. You can find out. Ask. If you don't know, ask. And you will be funded. I've had that experience, but you have to have faith, And I know it's not comfortable. It's not scary. It's not pleasant, but it's going to get really unpleasant to stay in the same old, because, if you're in the wrong place, it doesn't feel good. You don't feel healthy. You're spending a lot of money. You're not making money. You're not able to really do the things you love and the things you're not able to share your unique gifts and talents. You're not able to do the things that you came here to do. You're not able to do the job you came here to do. And that is so important now. Because as people are saying, a lot of awakening people are saying, the systems are crumbling, the cabal is falling, the old world is being destroyed. Well, yeah, but where are we going to go? We need these Imagineers, these pioneers, these new earth, co-creators to begin to expand themselves out and create new villages. Now I see a lot of people, especially what's happening, good Lord, with where I was last time, and we talked to Sasha Stone about his new earth communities there, and it's a beautiful area. The jungles are amazing, and there was no 5G when I went there, but now they're bringing the Mayan train, and everyone's starting to move down there and bring their 3D worlds with them. Okay, now we need the 3D cities, while we're making the transition. We need to go do our banking and building and blah blah blah. But let's not create the same old shit, the same old housing, the same old technology. It's time. We need explorers, we need innovators, we need creative pioneers who can tap into this ancient Tartarian technology and bring it back up so we can use it. We need to build homes that are in harmony with our earth. We need to create agrarian communities where we can feed ourselves, and we need to create countercultures where we entertain and educate ourselves and our children. We need to do it different. All right. And that's a challenge, but wow, what fun is that going to be when we get to actually turn our creativity loose? I think some of you have no idea how creative you are. It's been the most attacked commodity on this planet. Since we were children, we're told to sit down, shut up, stand in line, do as we're told, regurgitate, go to the back of the book and copy the answers. I was actually told to do that. Don't think for yourself. And by gosh, oh golly, do not fan your creative sparkle, because you'll get in trouble. And that's what my book, The Magical Mist, was about. So if you have children or if you're a big child, I definitely recommend that book. It's a classic. So it's really important now, because first and foremost, your health is the most important thing. So if you're in a place that's making you sick, move, find a place that's healing. And, I just saw the dramatic difference in one day, escaping Malta and coming back to Sicily. It's amazing. And, we all have health issues, but, some of this stuff is really serious, and it's going to continue. It's designed to destroy and dismantle your Krystala, infinite divine blueprint. So you don't want to be in it unless you have to. Okay. So I'm sorry, but it's such an important point. It's such a key point as to where you're living, what you're doing. And, there are going to be challenges as we co-create a new earth together. There's going to be challenges. But you know what? When you're passionate about doing something, when you're following your dreams, those challenges just, how many times have you done something you really, really want to do? Maybe you're, studying for a test, but you're so excited about this degree, or you're so excited about learning the information, or you're going someplace you love and you don't even notice the fact that, you have a flat tire, or you're getting bitten by mosquitoes or whatever. You're just so passionate. And that's the key, that passionate fire is the flame, that divine flame, eternal divine flame of infinite source that burns within you. So it's really important. And that's why I the only thing I do offer soul mission readings, and it keeps changing, but really, 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 you want to start tuning into your soul mission. What is it that you're supposed to be about? What is you're supposed to be doing? Because that's the guiding light that's going to take you through these challenging times, because we're going up and down. The timelines are crisscrossing, even though they've been separated. There are times when we are in that, like I said, those 3D lower Fibonacci spirals, and we're clearing out our traumas and our pains. So if you can keep a vision, and I would always have people do, when I did my soul mission course, I would, of course, I do a reading for them, and I'm actually designing my own oracle kind of soul mission cards, which are so powerful. And I would have them create a vision board. It's old school, but the visions are so important. You need to keep those dreams and those visions alive, because that's what's going to keep you, keep those fires burning on those dark nights of the soul. And that's what's going to pull you through it. Okay. And that's why I'm here. Actually, I'm here at my own expense. I haven't, except my books. I think you should read them because they're so beautiful. I just think that, but those are inspiring words. In fact, when I was really going through a dark night in the soul in Malta, I just finished I wrote about it in my book, The Infinite Human. And hopefully it's going to be on my website, where you can actually order, the PDFs on there now. You can download it, but the physical book, I'm going to do it through Ingram Spark. So you can actually order the copy on my website, infinitehuman.com, www.infinitehuman.com. But that book is so inspiring. It inspires me. I was rereading it because I had to I just released a second edition of it, and it saved my bacon, in the darkest nights of my soul, when I was dealing with all this trauma, this pain, this deep pain, and past lives of having our Mother Earth taken from us, and our temples destroyed, and our own bodies raped, and all the pain was coming up, and I dealt with that. And just on my own personal journey, I share stuff about myself because I think, that's real. You're not going to hear that from an AI course, from an AI bot telling you, I remember when I was. It's real. And I think we can all learn from each other's stories, which is the first chapter of my book. We're all the catharsis of sharing your story. But I wrote about my experience in Malta in my book. And I forgot the story I was going to tell you. And I've had a hard time getting that book up, but it has really helped me. And I forgot what I was going to share. Let me go on and just start to wind this up here, because all right, let me go on with this next thing leading up to next week with David Icke. But the whole point of challenges too, okay, in your dark nights of your soul. Oh, I know what it was. Here it is. I was having a hard time forgiving. Sounds so simple, but the truth is simple. I mean, you can do all these activations and vector codes, and you can put all these symbols around you, but unless you do the real work, you're going to end up with a shield split. You're going to end up with the wrong, with a nasty divorce. Your proof is in your life and how you live it. And for me, I was really, really angry, and I never realized how angry I was at everything for having lost the beauty of the heydays of our Mother Earth, and watched her being desecrated. Like the Indians, you see them being so desecrated. With people, the white man that comes in and just tramples all over their sacred lands. And I was remembering all these identities and healing them. And I could not forgive myself. And I was having a lot of liver problems, because your liver, you store so much emotion there. I mean, my liver was killing me. And so I find movies very healing. That's why I, started a film school that Peter and I would watch movies, 2 movies a day. And we communicate through movies. And I have a whole chapter in my book on Hooray for Hollywood, and talk about what a tragedy is that there's so much of the dark satanic stuff behind the artists. They can't truly express themselves. But with that said, I like oldies. I don't watch any of the new ones. And I watched Ben-Hur last night. Okay, Charlton Heston, but I watched it. What a powerful movie. What a powerful movie, for me at least, because it was all about forgiveness. And, yes, this Roman, this invader racist, had done this horrible thing, conquered the Israelites, and sent him to the galleys, and taken his mother and daughter and imprisoned them unjustly. And he was just a total, jerk. He was such a dick. Let's just say that. He was, I don't say that word a lot, but he was horrid. And, what kept, the character line, Judah Ben-Hur, alive was this desire to revenge himself. And, it was really the true Christic energy of, okay, they did the whole crucifixion and all that, but, it was when he was when he was standing over his nemesis, and he was dying because he'd won in the chariot race, who defeated him, and he was dying. He said, I'm done. And I realized again, and then with Christ was when he really healed, these deep wounds, that you have to forgive. I mean, I know it sounds cliche. Oh, forgive yourself, forgive your enemies. But if you don't forgive, the story continues. And this never ending story of our time matrix has nothing been but the good against the bad, the duality, the angelics against the fallen angelics against the angelics, the Christ beings against the invader races, the. And, there's always one more maneuver, one more thing we're going to do. We're going to win. And you know what? You gotta just let it go. You've got to put down, as Chief Joseph said, "I shall fight no more forever." You really have to just not return that blow, because that's a karmic thing that's going to keep you in the loop of never setting yourself free, so you can ascend back to oneness, to wholeness, to the God source worlds. So it was huge. I mean, it's all intellectual, but it happened in my liver, and today my liver's not hurting me finally. So the healing is deep and very personal, and we all have to do our own healing. And when you do, you will be free. And then the creativity is off the charts. I mean, the infinite, there's no limits, because we're going to be creating such a beautiful new holographic reality in harmony with our Earth's restored template and our own inner restored template. So I hope I didn't get too, woo woo. They call it the woo woo stuff in England, woo wooey for you. But it's very real, and I hope that I could ground it in something. It was a movie, but in your real life, you can sense when you're whole energy is shifting, when you're releasing something, and when you feel cleared, you just feel free, you feel lighter, you feel better. And that is where true healing occurs. So, we're almost out of time now, but I just want to say that we'll be discussing The Dream. If you haven't read it yet, David Icke's Dream. And next week, we will have the great David Icke. If you have questions or comments, you can call in and actually say hi to him. You can send me a question if you want me to ask him. And I really want to focus on finding solutions now, since many people are waking up. How can we be the change? So that is what we will be talking about with such a beautiful soul. I'm really looking forward to being with him. And please, do use the call in if you're in the U.S. You can call. Or if you're in England, of course, that he's got a lot. He's British, so if you want to send me something on the website, I have my WhatsApp is there, and emails and all kinds of stuff. So I'll be glad to ask him if we have a chance. So that's next week, and thank you guys so much for joining me. And like I said, the second edition is up. It should be up on my website by the end of this week. So love to you all. I appreciate you so much for following me. I love to hear from you. So please send me, notes and messages, and let me know what you think about this. So ciao for now from Sicily. We're back in Sicily, Kiki and me.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Infinite Human Talk Show with your host, Elizabeth Monroy. We hope today's episode has inspired you to join the new consciousness renaissance and be the change by reclaiming your true divine infinite nature within and becoming an infinite human and a co-creator of the new infinite earth. Tune in next week for another empowering episode. Until then, have an infinite week.